We're going to have fun creating a bass sound in this video. Now I've got the test oscillator plugin called up on an instrument track, and I have it set to the square wave. It's muted now so we don't hear it. Square wave, and I've dialed the frequency down to 70 Hertz. So that's what we're going to use as the basis for our sound. So first thing I'm going to do is just create an empty region. I'm going to call it my pencil tool, and I'll just drag it out to be a few bars long in case we want longer notes. I'll drag it out to be 4 bars. And we're going to bounce in place. So you're going to need to listen to the square wave for a moment. Okay, so we're done with that. And now we've bounced out a raw bass tone, and it'll sound the exact same. And let's have some fun with some processing to get a nice gritty, dark, distorted sound. Now I've already got some in place just to save a bit of time, and this is just a regular audio track. Remember, this is our basic bass tone over here. I'm going to drag it onto here now. So let's look at what's going on. I've got phase distortion. I'll just bypass these one at a time so we can explore. Just to add some interest to it, and I have got a steep resonance. It'll all work, but just to make it interesting. Next, I have the ring shifter plugin. I got one of the presets here that I've modified a bit for a phase over time. Again, it'll only be relevant really if we're sustaining notes. And we get some nice phase happening. And then I've used the fat effects to really dial up some distortion here. All I'm using here is the distortion module. I'm pushing this tube in the Vari-Drive, and it's really screaming. So a really nasty, aggressive sound. So now let's bounce this in place again. And we'll call it bass tone processed. I'm going to call it O2 just because I've got some other experimental ones in this project. So there it is. We don't need the original one anymore. So here, just a raw audio file. And that's what it is. So we can get rid of that now. Now I'm going to just go to an empty instrument track. Let's go over here, and I'm going to call up Alchemy. And let's start by going to one of the bass presets. Just make this a bit smaller. And I'm going to go into the menu here, or maybe I'll go from up here. Basic, bass. Let's go to the first one, 70s classic synth bass. All right, so I'm going to go to advanced view, and I'm going to turn off all of these oscillators. Let me show my files here, and we can see the bass tone processed O2 here, which is what we just bounced. And again, these are some earlier experiments I did. So with just this one saw wave enabled, I'm going to change this oscillator by clicking here and go to import audio. And then I'm going to drag this in. Bass tone processed O2. I'll go to sampler mode and hit import. So now we've got our sound that we created imported with some of the settings from this preset. Of course, we can take advantage of these. I'm going to go to the global effects and maybe turn off the reverb. A little bit of delay, I'll leave that. And let's go back to performance view. We've got a little sound. So this is a completely unique sound that we've created from scratch, and I've taken advantage of some of the programming in Alchemy with minimal pain. So let's put a little bass part down with a drum loop. There we are, and just make sure it's quantized. I'll set it to C, and let's just loop it and set our volume. So we've got a completely unique bass part. Really fun and simple and easy to be creative like this in Logic. This is Eli Kranzberg for Logic Pro Expert, signing out.